Will the Israelite man have sex with heathen women in the kingdom of heaven? Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praises, honor, glory, respect, and blessings to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak Kwadash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four quarters of the earth, pushing this truth and sincerity while patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return. And double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. And this is going to be a response video to a video that this guy right here, ahchyam Shayala, this guy that you see right here at the top of the screen, the brown skinned guy right here, okay, his name is ahchyam Shayala, and Vocab Malone asks him a question in this video: are you guys going to have sex with your slaves in the kingdom? And you know, he said no. So I'm going to play this video and I'm going to continue from here.
African right here, the Maasai,
he gonna own them. Yeah, he gonna own some black slaves, some black skinned slaves, just like he gonna own a bunch of your cousins in there.
Do you think that Kadazar will be able to have sex with any of the black slaves he wants?
Well, I believe that Israelites are going to be having sex with their slaves. Man, what type of retarded question is that, bro? What type of retarded question? No, we're not going to be... No, first of all, we are the holy children of God. We're not going to be sticking our penises in no other person but our women.
Okay.
That's not in the scripture. But I'm going to show you that. I'm going to show you that.
So you'll have black slaves, but you won't have sex with them?
Bro, to have sex with anybody that is not you're not married to is what?
Well, no, what if you have an unmarried African black slave? Would you have sex with that one?
Well, you mean take her as my... Why would I do that and not go... Matter of fact, let me show you something.
I don't know. Because, I mean, well, brother, understand, a lot of Hebrews like to teach that you will be able to do that. Are you disagreeing with them?
Man, all these people think... you only have certain groups. You're talking about the very small minimum group. You're talking about maybe 2 groups out of hundreds.
Okay, but forget about them.
So you pretty much you heard what ahchyam Shayala said. You know, he went way the fuck off in this video. Okay, you know, first off, let me give you a brief history. Okay, our forefathers in the past has had a history of having sex with women of the other nation and having children by them. Case in point, you know, which is one of the most common examples we like to use, King David's grandmother, whose name was Ruth. Now, Ruth was a Moabite, okay? And yet, she gave birth to King David's father, whose name was Jesse, okay? So King David's grandmother was a Moabite. Okay, in the book of 1 Kings, chapter 14, verse 31, it tells you that King Solomon, the most wisest king that ever lived upon the planet, his mother was an Ammonite. Okay, now in 1 Kings, chapter 14, verse 31, they say that his mother was an Ammonitess. That still don't change the fact that she was a so-called Japanese woman. So King Solomon's woman was a Japanese person. Okay? Moses. Okay? Was not Moses married to a Ethiopian woman? In the book of Numbers, the 14th chapter, it tells you that Aaron and Moses spake against... No, it tells you that Aaron and Miriam spake against Moses because he had married an Ethiopia woman. Okay, King Solomon had 700 wives and 300 concubines. He had 1,000 women altogether. But the point is that he had 300 concubines. What is a concubine? A concubine is a wife, a woman that an Israelite man has taken as a wife. To put it in simpler terms, a concubine is a woman that is not an Israelite, but she's married to a man outside of her nation. Okay? Now, our women during the time of slavery was taken as concubines to the slave master. Okay? And it's been like that in all of our captivities. Our women were concubines to these other kings. Okay? Okay, Ruth. Ruth was no more than a concubine. Okay? Who was redeemed by Boaz, which when you look up Boaz's name literally means redeemer, because he was the one who redeemed Boaz. Boaz was the one who redeemed Ruth. So, he could be joined unto her through what? Sex. Okay? Abraham, didn't he not have a woman by the name of Hagar, of whom he gave birth to Ishmael? Hagar was not an Israelite. Hagar was a heathen. Okay? Okay? Samson, okay? Samson, okay, he fell in love with a Canaanite woman. You see? When we were taken down, right? When the Herodians took us down, did not Herod, have our women as concubines? You see? So concubines were common in the Holy Scriptures, you see? So a concubine is simply a woman that is married to another man. No, not another man. A concubine is a woman that is married to a man outside of her nationality. So, in a way, you could say that a concubine is like a man's plaything, So, what do you mean we're not going to be having sex with women of the other nations in the kingdom of heaven? Here it is, all throughout the scriptures, it tells you that throughout history that our forefathers had histories of having sex with women of the other nations and giving birth to them. Okay, the tribe of Benjamin in the book of Judges. Okay, because there was war between Israel and the tribe of Benjamin, right? And the men of the tribe of Benjamin was left so few in number that they literally had to take the remaining children of Benjamin, right? They had to take the remaining children of Benjamin to go what? To go find women to bring back their nation, to bring back their tribe. And what? They went for who? The daughters of Shiloh. The daughters of Shiloh were heathen. How did Benjamin bring back how did the tribe of Benjamin bring back their tribe? Through the daughters of Shiloh, who were heathens. Okay? So, point made, okay? Deuteronomy 21 verse 10, because this is going to happen all over again. When thou goest forth to war, now when Yahweh Shai comes back, right? He's coming back to make war, not just with the 2/3 of our people because of their rebellion, but he's also coming back to make war with the heathens of this planet. So he's coming back to make war with the Chinese, the Japanese, the Arabs, the East Indians, the Africans, the Samoans, the Hawaiians, which are Japhetic people. Okay, the Hawaiians and Samoans are Japhetic people, but Yahweh Shai is coming back to make war with them, and he's especially coming back to make war with the nation of Edom and Amalek, which are the so-called white people. And guess what? Yahweh Shai's men that are of the elect, that's going to receive spiritual power in that day, they're going to be going to war against these heathens and against 2/3 of our people. So when thou goest to war against thine enemies, who are our enemies? Our enemies is anybody on this planet who is not an Israelite. The Israelites are the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Indians. So if your father's lineage on your father's side does not go back to a so-called Negro, Latino, or a Native Indian, guess what? You are a heathen. And you will be considered our enemies. Okay, and the reason why we say if your father's lineage on your father's side does not go back to a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native Indian man is because the man carries the seed. Your nationality is based on who your father is. So if your father's lineage on your father's side does not go back to a so-called Negro, Latino, or a Native Indian, which are the true biblical Israelites of the Holy Scriptures, then you are our enemy, you're a heathen, and you're going into slavery, into the kingdom of heaven. And Yahweh Shai, who the world calls Jesus, is coming back to make war with you. Read Numbers chapter 1 verse 18. It tells you that a man's nationality is based on who his father is. Okay, so Yahweh Shai is coming back to make war against all his enemies. So when thou goest to war against thine enemies, so when Yahweh Shai come back, he's coming back to take all of you heathens, especially the Edomites, out of power. And when you're taken out of power, when you're conquered, then the Israelite man is going to be going around, putting these heathens in slavery. But in the midst of putting these heathens in slavery, they're going to be able to, if they see a beautiful woman who is still alive in that day, she's going to be taken as a concubine. It's just plain and simple. Okay, I mean, and I'm hoping to be of the elect. Okay, that's why we say the hopeful elect, because we're hoping to be of the elect. So it says, when thou goest to war, when thou goest forth to war against thine enemies, and Yahweh thy power have delivered them into thine hands, and thou hast taken them captive. All right. And Israel should take their enemies captives, who captives they were. So when Yahweh shall come back, you heathens are going to be captives. You're going to be our captives. Where we're going to make you slaves. And seest among the captives a beautiful woman, because we're not going to be putting our own people in slavery. No, 2/3 of our people, they're going to perish on this side. But they're going to come back through the loins of the elect in the kingdom of heaven. And they're going to be in their right mind, because the law, statutes, and commandments is going to be embedded into their mind. Okay, Jeremiah, the 31st chapter. Chapter 31, verse 31 on down will tell you that. Okay, Isaiah the 60th chapter. And Israel shall all be righteous. Okay, so this is talking about heathen women. The captives amongst the heathen women amongst the heathen nations that are captives. So and thou seest among the captives a beautiful woman, and has a desire unto her, that thou wouldest have her to thy wife, then thou shalt bring her home to thine house, and she shall shave her head and pare her nails. You see? And she shall put the raiment of her captivity from off her, and shall remain in thine house, and bewail her and bewail her father and mother a full month, and after that thou shalt go in unto her and be her husband, and she shall be thy wife. There you go. Okay? So guess what? We're going to have heathen women as wives in the kingdom of heaven. Okay? Because we're going to be perfect. You know, they're going to, you know, they're not going to be making mention of other gods. Not in our palaces. Not in our royal palaces and kingdoms. Not in our royal castles. Nope. So, we're going to be having sex with the women of the other nations. And guess what? We're going to be having children by them. Because the Lord deals with variety. And variety is the spice of life. Now, let's go to Isaiah chapter 60, verse 11. Okay? Therefore thy gates shall be open continually. This is talking about in the kingdom of heaven. They shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the what? The forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought. And that their kings may be brought. So, what I'm going to do is let's look up this word forces. That the heathen may bring unto the Israelites the forces of the Gentiles. And the Hebrew word there is chayal, or I believe that's hayal. No. I believe that's chayal. Okay, that's chayal. Okay, so the Hebrew word there is chayal. Chaayal. Chayal. And what do we see down here? We see strength, might, efficiency, wealth. What's a part of wealth? Land, cattle, gold, silver, and what? Women. Women is also a part of wealth. Because when you have women, you have servants. Thus, the word woman means what? Servant. Okay? You got a woman to do this for you. You got a woman to do that for you. You might have a woman, her particular chore inside of your castle might be to clean your walls. You might have another woman. She might wash your clothes. You might have another woman. She might be responsible for the cooking. You might have another woman. Her responsibility is to take out the trash. You might have another woman. Her responsibility is to give you head. You know, just lie in bed, you know, butt naked and get popped. That might be her role. Then you might have another woman. You know, her responsibility is to take care of the children of the house. So yeah, women is also a part of wealth. Don't you know women are? Don't you know that on the battle that when a nation was conquered, don't you know women was considered booty? Is not booty a part of wealth? Yeah, booty is a part of wealth. So guess what? These heathen women, they're going to be our booty. They're going to be our wealth. They're going to be a part of our wealth. Because, believe it or not, Naquam, the Israelite man is going to be the most richest, wealthiest people on the planet. King Solomon had 7,000 women, 700 wives, and 300 concubines. That's the book of 1 Kings, the 11th chapter. Okay, King Solomon had 1,000 wives, 700. He had 700. King Solomon had 1,000 women, 700 wives, 300 concubines. Okay, and what is a concubine? A concubine is a woman. A concubine is a woman outside of your nationality that you have sex with. That your plaything. That's what a concubine is. That's all it is. A concubine is a woman outside of your nationality that you have sex with. Your plaything in the bed. That's what a concubine is. You see? So we got wealth here. We have efficiency, right? And down here, what do we have? Let's see. It says probably a force rather of men, means, or other resources. An army, wealth. There go wealth again. Okay. Okay. Other definitions says riches. Look at that. Riches. Riches is a part of wealth, right? When you have women, you have wealth. Okay. That's why if you had a daughter back in the ancient world, right? And you know, Israelite man grabbed her up and had sex with her, right? She being a virgin, not knowing any man, and he popped her, right? Well, what did he have to do in return? He had to give to her father, what was it? 60 shekels. Was it 50 shekels of silver? Okay. Because women were a very important commodity back then. Okay, if you had women, you had substance. Okay, if you had daughters, you had substance. So let's just say if you had daughters who were virgins, right? And men came, snatched up your daughter, had sex with her, you know. Okay, you know what he would have to do? He would have to give unto her father I believe it was either 50 or 60 shekels of silver. What book is that? Is that Deuteronomy, the 23rd chapter? Okay, I can always check real quick. I just want to let's do some fact checking. Deuteronomy, let's see, chapter. Deuteronomy 23 verse 1. Let me see. Let's check this out. Okay, let's see. Okay, so hold on a second. Is it the 22nd chapter? I can't remember. I can always look it up though. Hurry up. Okay. So Deuteronomy 22, right? So yeah, it's 50 shekels of silver. So if Deuteronomy 22 verse 28, if a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed, meaning she's not already ordained, to be married to another man, so she's not betrothed, she don't have a man, and he lay hold on her and have sex with her, lie with her, and they be found, meaning she's found out to be pregnant, or she's found out to have been popped by a man, then the man that lay with her, that had sex with her, shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver. So there you go. Okay, back in the ancient world, women was considered wealth. So back in the ancient world, if you had daughters, man, you was wealthy. You was wealthy, especially if you had a lot of daughters. Okay, back in the ancient world, 50 shekels of silver was a lot of money. Okay, now 50 shekels of silver was a lot of money. So yeah, when women is considered wealth. So guess what? So guess what? When the Lord set us back up in rulership in the kingdom of heaven, these heathen nations are going to be bringing unto us their forces, meaning their wealth. They're going to be bringing the best of their gold, the best of their silver, the best of their food, the best of their clothes, the best of their women, the best of their substance, the best of their cattle, the best of their sheep, the best of their lamb, the best of their bullocks, the best of their venison, you know, the best of their deer, everything, the best of everything. And women are also a part of those forces. So let's read it again. Isaiah 60 verse 11. Therefore thy gates shall be open continually, they shall not be shut day nor night, that men, the men of the other nations, the heathen men, of whom will be tributaries to us and slaves, that men, the heathen men, may bring unto thee, unto us, the forces, the wealth, the riches, which women are a part of those wealth and riches, that they may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought. There you go. Okay, and guess what? They're not going to be giving us heathen women just so they can sit inside of our palaces looking cute. Okay, we're going to be having sex with those heathen women and having children by them. Okay, so there you go, man. So we can deal with the women. We can deal with the women of the other nations. Please excuse me. This laptop is slow. Okay, you know what I might have to do? I might just have to close out the window and then replay it again. So bear with me for one moment. What I should have did was downloaded the video, and then, because now it's just going to freeze up here and there and this and that, and it's going to get really irritating. Okay, so bear with me for one moment.
Like to teach that you will be able to do that. Are you disagreeing? Because, I mean, well, brother, understand, a lot of Hebrews like to teach that you will be able to do that. Are you disagreeing with them?
Man, only people think, you only have certain groups. You're talking about the very small minimum group. You're talking about
Well, you're right, because the elect is a very small number. So you're right about that. You just better pray and hope that you're of the elect. Because if you're not of the elect, ahchyam, Shayala, you're going to be destroyed here in America during Jacob's trouble. The Lord's got your number, man. I'm just telling you right now.
Maybe 2 groups out of hundreds.
Okay, but forget about them. My point was to say, do you believe you're going to have sex with your slaves if they're not married?
I'm about to show you what I believe.
You see, it's not about what you believe, because as it is written, the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? Proverbs chapter 28 verse 26. He that trusteth in his own heart is a fool. But whoso walketh wisely, how you walk wisely? You walk according to what is written in the Holy Scriptures, not according to what you believe. Because your mind will tell you that, well, I believe it's okay to smoke, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I believe it's okay to eat raw pork, so I'm gonna go and do that. I believe it's okay to get tattoos. I'm gonna go and do that. I believe it's okay to have dreads. Yeah, they might smell like shit, must, piss, doo-doo. There's flies flying all around my head, but I'ma still rock them shits anyway. Your mind will tell you all kind of shit, because the heart is desperately wicked. That's why you got to go by what the scriptures say.
Would you be able to take one of these black African Hamitic women and make them your concubine if you wanted?
I mean, why not? Was not Moses married to a Ethiopian woman?
I'm gonna show you what I believe, right? And it's easy.
Let me tell you something about the wisest king that walked the planet. Let's go to 1 Kings 11 verse 1. Okay. This is the most wisest king that walked the planet. You mean telling me he was going off because he had heathen women? 1 Kings 11 verse 1. But King Solomon loved many strange women Now, does it mean that these women were a bunch of weirdos? You know, they was talking in his women was standing in corners, you know, shaking her head, humping the corner of walls, talking about nah. That's not what it's talking about. When it says King Solomon loved many strange women, that's talking about women outside of his nationality. King Solomon loved many women of the other nations. These were heathen women, and it's going to give you a list of the heathen women right here that he loved. And you better best believe King Solomon was having sex with these women. Okay? But King Solomon loved many strange women, together with the daughter of Pharaoh. Hold on. The daughter of Pharaoh. That sounds like a Hamitic woman right there. The women of the Moabites. That's the Chinese women. The women of the Ammonites. That's the Japanese woman. The women of the Edomites. That's the so-called white woman. The Zidonians. And the Hittites. Okay? So these are the heathen women that King Solomon was in love with. Okay.
Here to let the scriptures speak, right?
If you have an Ammonite slave, a Japanese slave, could you take her as your concubine and have sexual relationships with her?
The answer is yes.
So do you believe you'll have concubines in the kingdom of Quam?
All right,
let me show. Is my screen sharing? Can y'all see my screen?
So now you're
I'm gonna show you what I believe. Right?
The Quam. Do you believe you'll have concubines?
Look, I'm about to show you.
Brother, this is not even a good passage for this. This passage is saying be faithful to your wife. This is so sad you're going here. This passage is saying be faithful to your wife. It's not even about for women.
Let me answer, bro. This is about strange women. This is about women of other races.
Women that ain't your wife, bro. That's all it's about.
No, let me read it. This is Proverbs 5:17. It said, let them only be thine own and not strangers with thee. Who are these strangers? Strange women. It says, verse 18, let thy fountains be blessed and rejoice with the wife of thy youth. Who is the wife of thy youth? The wife that the Most High gave you in the beginning. The Israelite woman. Hold on, let me finish reading. Verse 19, let her be as the loving hind and the pleasant roe. Let her breast satisfy thee at all times, and be thou ravished with always with her love.
He don't even understand what that's talking about. That's not talking about an actual Israelite woman. That's talking about King Solomon. I mean, that's not King Solomon. That's talking about wisdom, which is Yahweh. Good Lord. Let's go there. Proverbs, see? But that's what happens when you read the scriptures, but you have not the Holy Spirit. Okay? Proverbs, you see, he's trying to use Proverbs chapter 5 verse 11 to justify being stuck with the Israelite woman. Look, that's not what it's talking about. Let me see Proverbs. See, what scripture was that he brought out? Hold on. See, he has no. Hold on. Let's rewind that back.
This has to just say be faithful to your wife. It's not even about poor women.
Let me answer, bro. This is about strange women. This is about women of other races.
Women that ain't your wife, bro. That's all it's about.
Bro, let me read it. This is Proverbs 5:17. It said, let them only be.
Okay, Proverbs 5:17. If this video keeps freezing up, I am going to download it.
For these strangers, strange women. It says, verse 18, let thy fountains be blessed and rejoice with the wife of thy youth.
Okay. So, Proverbs 5:17, right? Let them only be thine own and not strangers with thee. Now, let's scroll up a bit. Let's see what this is talking about. Okay. It says, drink water out of thine own cistern, right? Now, what did Yahushua say in the book of John? He said, he that believeth on me, as the scriptures have said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water, right? Drink water out of thine own cisterns, and running waters out of thine own well, right? It says, let thy fountains, again, he's referring to the waters up here, right? The knowledge, which the water is a representation of the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the Holy Scriptures, okay? That's what the waters is talking about. When it says drink waters out of thy own cisterns, that means learn. Learn of the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the Holy Scriptures. Let thy fountains be dispersed abroad, meaning let your, like Yahushua said in Matthew's the 5th chapter, right? Let thy light so shine before men, right? Let thy fountains be dispersed abroad, right? Let thy, like Yahushua said in Matthew's the 5th chapter, let thy light so shine before men that they may see your good works. Meaning, let the wisdom, the knowledge, and the understanding of the scriptures which you have learned, let it be known, what? Abroad in the public. Let it be known to our people abroad, right? Let it be known. Let the knowledge and wisdom and understanding of the Holy Scriptures which you have known be dispersed abroad. Let it be known. No. In other words, show them the knowledge of the scriptures that you know, which was revealed to you. You know, through what you've learned through the apostles, through the brothers, through the elders, through the spirit and power of Yahweh ahchyam Yahushai. So let thy fountains be dispersed abroad, and rivers of waters in the streets. Because wisdom crieth where? Wisdom crieth in the streets, in the chief place of concourse. That's where the knowledge is being brought out. Okay? Even though the knowledge is mainly being brought out over the internet, we are still commanded to go out on the highways and hedges and teach. And a part of teaching is what? Making your light, which the light is Yahushai, which Yahushai is the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the Holy Scriptures, right? Let thy light so shine before men. So you're making Yahushai known to the world when you teach the gospel the 100% correct way. You see? Which Yahushai is the son of Yahweh. Okay? Let what? The fountains and the waters. Let them be only thine own and not strangers. Right. Because the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding was revealed only to who? The elect of the nation of Israel. So let the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding which you have learned from the Holy Scriptures be thine own and not strangers. Because these heathen nations, the Lord is not going to reveal his mysteries of the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to them. The Lord is only going to reveal his secrets to who? His servants, the prophets, as it is written. And not strangers with thee. Let thy fountain be blessed. What? Let the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, the light, Yahushai, let Yahushai be blessed, right? Let the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding be blessed. And rejoice with the wife of thy youth. And rejoice with the wife of thy youth. Okay? And your wife could be a woman of another nation, or it could be an Israelite woman, right? And rejoice with the wife of thy youth. Okay? Again, let her be as the loving hind and pleasant roe. Let her breast satisfy thee at all times. This is talking about wisdom right here. This is not talking about an actual Israelite. This is not talking about an actual Israelite woman, okay? This is talking about wisdom. This is talking about Yahushai. Yahushai is the wisdom, the knowledge, and understanding of the Holy Scriptures. Okay? If you don't have Yahushai, you won't be able to understand the mysteries or the secret breakdowns of the Holy Scriptures. And when you read scriptures like this, you'll think it's talking about an actual woman when it's not. It's talking about wisdom. Let wisdom be as the loving hind and pleasant roe. Let her breast satisfy thee at all times. And what does that breast represent? The milk. Yeah, the milk. Because when you first wake up to the truth, you are as a babe. And babies need breast milk in order to develop the bones, the cartilage, the organs in the body, and ultimately to grow. That's how you grow from being a baby to being a infant, to being a child, to growing to being a young man, which will be around the age of 12, a young man, to being a man. When you start to grow hair on your face, you start to grow understanding. So the breast is a representation of the milk. Okay, the scriptures speak about the milk and the strong meat. Okay? So that milk represents what? Growing in the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Growing in the faith of Yahweh. So let her breast, let the milk satisfy thee at all times, and be thou ravished always with her love. This is all talking about wisdom. And why wilt thou, my son, be ravished with a strange woman? Now, he's going to try to use this to say, you see, look, it says right there, why be ravished with a strange woman? See, this right here proves that you cannot deal with any women of the other nations. The strange woman here is talking about the knowledge, philosophies, and the ideologies, the fables of these other nations. That's what the strange woman is talking about. So I'm gonna read it. And why wilt thou, my son, be ravished, right? And why wilt thou, my son, be ravished with a strange woman? The strange woman right here is talking about the philosophies and the ideologies and the knowledge of these other nations. Okay? That's what it's talking about. Forbidden knowledge. That's that strange woman right there, okay? Those wicked philosophies, the wicked knowledge, the wicked ideologies of these other nations. That's the strange woman right there. When you take on the customs of another nation, then you're being ravaged with a strange woman. I'm going to say that again. When you take on the customs of another nation, then you're being ravaged with a strange woman. So the strange woman right here in Proverbs 5 verse 20 is not talking about an actual woman of another nation. The strange woman here is a metaphor, a dark saying for wicked philosophies, and is a metaphor for the wicked philosophies and the wicked knowledge and the wicked ideologies of these other nations. Okay, like for an example, East Indians believe that you should worship the cow because the cows represent, or they believe that you should worship the bull because the bull is a representation of power, strength, So in order to commemorate the bull, their idea of worship is to lay down on the ground and to literally let cows and bovine step and walk all over them, And here it is, the cow and the bull is stepping and walking all over these East Indians. What if the cow has to pee? What if the cow has to shit? You laying on the ground letting a cow walk all over you? That cow could doodle at any moment. No, you just laying there on the ground and shit. Then here comes a cow walking all over you. Doodle, bam! Now you got shit on your chest. The breast, the bovine. The breast, the bovine. You see what I'm talking about? And the Lord said that ye shall have no other gods before me. So if you're taking on the customs of these other nations, you're also worshiping their gods, which is also a part of that strange woman. Okay, the Hamites, they worship all kind of shit, man. They worship alligators, the sun, the moon. They worship booty holes, doo-doo. They make houses out of, that's a strange woman right there. The Chinese and Japanese people, they worship water dragons. They worship Buddha, a fat gook wearing a diaper, holding up one hand, sitting Indian style with some weird smirk on his face, talking about he enlightened. Come on, man. And they worship him by eating all manner of abominable things. They eat live squid. They eat crabs, roaches. They eat worms. Just look it up on YouTube. It'll make your stomach turn. And East Indians, they have all kind of gods, man. False gods, I mean. Shiva, there's Shiva, Ashtoreth. The Arabs, they worship Allah, okay? And they do all kind of weird stuff over there, okay? Before they pray, every time they praise Allah, after they finish taking a dump, they don't even use toilet paper when they wipe their ass. They use their hand. They'll dip their hand. They'll have like a bucket of water. They'll wipe their butt with their hand. Then they'll dip it in the water. Praise Allah. Praise Allah. Take one quick swipe. Praise Allah. You see what I mean? That's a strange woman. So why would you be why would an Israelite man be ravaged with a strange woman? Meaning, why would an Israelite man take on the customs of these other nations? For the gods of the nations are idols, vain, empty. Okay? So-called white people worship Satan. You knew they do all kind of shit. They smoke. They celebrate birthdays. They worship themselves. Okay? They climb mountains, go skydiving. Come on, man. So to put it into simpler terms, the strange woman is talking about the customs of these other nations, which would be the philosophies, the ideologies, and the knowledge of these other nations. That's the strange woman that it's talking about. It's not talking about an actual woman of another nation. But watch, he's gonna read Proverbs 5:20, and he's gonna go way off left field.
You, who's the wife of thy youth? The wife that the Most High gave you in the beginning, the Israelite woman. Hold on, let me.
Nope, that's talking about wisdom. Okay, that's talking about, again, that's wisdom. That's talking about the knowledge that because back in the ancient world, when the Israelite was born, from the time, I would say maybe from the time he became either 7 or 8 years old, he was taught the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the Holy Scriptures. He was taught before he became 12 years old, which is normally when a male or a female hit puberty, okay, and they're able to have children, right? Before they reach the age of 12 or 13, okay, around the age of 6, 7, or 8, they was taught the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Holy Scriptures. That way, growing up, they could know what to do, which is right, and what is expected in the sight of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. You see? So the wife of thy youth, that's really talking about the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the Holy Scriptures. That's talking about the ways of Yahweh Shai. Again, Yahweh Shai is the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the Scriptures. Just like it says in just like what Yahweh Shai said in the book of Isaiah. He said, "Lo, he come in a volume of the book, it is written of him." So Yahweh Shai is the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the Holy Scriptures. Okay? He's also the son of Yahweh. So, if you have the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the Holy Scriptures, then you have Yahweh Shai. You know Yahweh Shai. Okay? Because he is the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the Holy because Yahweh Shai is the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the Holy Scriptures, like it says. Like he said, he come in the volume of the book, it is written of him. Okay? So again, Yahweh Shai is that wisdom. That's what the scripture meant by the wife of thy youth. It's not talking about an actual woman, it's talking about wisdom, which is Yahweh Shai. Because from the time you're young to the time you become an adult, which is normally around the age of 12 or 13, right? In the days of your youth, back in the ancient world, you was taught the law, statutes, and commandments of the Holy Scriptures. You was taught the law, statutes, and commandments, and the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the Holy Scriptures. That way, growing up, you can know the right thing and what to do in the sight of the Lord growing up. Okay? Because, back in the ancient world, there was all kind of heathenistic shit going on all around our nation. Okay, you had Hamites doing this, you had the Arabs doing that, you had the Chinese and the Japanese doing this and that. All kind of rituals and sacrifices. So as a nation of people, when we went amongst these other nations, we always we had it clicked in our mind. No, you don't do that. Why? Because it's written in the scriptures not to do that. Okay, you saw a Chinese person sacrificing their daughter on the altar, bam, clicked in your mind. Don't do that. Why? Because in the book of Leviticus and in the book of Deuteronomy, it tells you, thou shalt not pass thy son nor thy daughter through the fire to Molech. Why? Because the heathens were doing that. It's a heathenistic custom. You don't do that. And that's what it means by, remembering the wife of thy youth. That's talking about what you've learned from the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the Holy Scriptures growing up. It's talking about wisdom. It's not talking about an actual woman.
Read verse 19. Let her be as the loving hind and the pleasant roe. Let her breast satisfy thee at all times, and be thou ravished with always with her love.
Good Lord, man. So, all right, Jake, man, you'll get it in the kingdom, all right. You in the kingdom of heaven, you'll be all right, man. I mean, unless the Lord put the spirit on you to repent at the last moment, man. Hey, man, we through out here without a Lord and Savior. We need Yahweh Shai.
Verse 20. And why wilt thou, my son, be ravished with a strange woman, and embrace the bosom of a stranger? So no, I don't believe that the most. Matter of fact, let's read verse 21. For the ways of men are before the eyes of the Lord, and he pondered all his going. Meaning the Most High, he can see when a man is doing outside of the lawful things. So no, I don't believe that that the Most High is going to just allow me to sleep with a heathen woman in the kingdom. I believe they're going to be getting. I believe that.
Well, you see, that's your problem. What you believe, but that's not what the Lord believes. The Lord said that an Israelite man can have a woman of another nation, as long as he is not joined to their customs, their gods. Because when you read the scriptures, right, the Lord said, "Thou shalt not take thy sons nor thy daughters unto them." Unto who? Unto these heathen nations, for they will surely turn away thine heart after their gods. You see that? Okay, and that's where Solomon messed up at. That's why Solomon got punished in the book of Kings, because his women, when he got up in age, his women ended up turning his heart away from the Lord and after their gods. So let's get there. 1 Kings chapter 11 verse 2. 1 Kings 11 verse 2, okay? And Solomon is Yahawashai, if you can receive it, okay? It tells you that in Matthew's the first chapter, okay? Yahawashai, the son of David, okay, the son of Abraham. Tells you right there, okay? And how do we know when it says the son of David that it's talking about Solomon? Because the Lord made it clear in the book of 2 Samuel's that if Yahushua commit iniquity as Solomon, that he would chasten him with the stripes of men, and with the rods and the stripes of men. So when King Solomon came back as Yahushua, he got his punishment for sinning as King Solomon. Okay. So 1 Kings 11 and 2, of the nations concerning which the Lord said unto the children of Israel, ye shall not go unto them, neither shall they come in unto you, for they will surely turn away your heart after their gods. So Solomon clave unto these in love. So the Lord did not punish King Solomon because, you know, he was dealing with these heathen women. The Lord punished King Solomon because he basically was worshiping their gods. And it's going to tell you why right here. Okay, look at that. He had 700 wives, princesses, and 300 concubines, and his wives turned away his heart. For it came to pass when Solomon was old that his wives turned away his heart after other gods. And what's the number one commandment in the book of Exodus, the 20th chapter? Let's go to it. Exodus chapter 20 verse 1. This is the very first commandment in the book of Exodus. Okay? Exodus chapter 20 verse 1. And Yahweh spake all these words, saying, I am Yahweh thy power, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Right? Thou shalt have no other gods before me. You see that? Thou shalt have no other gods before me. And what did King Solomon do? He went after the gods of his women. So we can deal with the women of the other nations. We just cannot take on their customs. We cannot worship their gods. Because it tells you in the same verse that thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Okay, thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, for I, the Lord Yahweh, am a jealous power. You see that? The Lord is jealous. When you being an Israelite man, worship the gods of other nations, you're committing spiritual adultery, and in the process, you're provoking the Lord to jealousy, visiting the iniquity upon the fathers, upon the children, unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. You see that? So there you go. Okay. So that's what it's talking about. We can deal with the women of the other nations. We just cannot take on their customs. Neither can we worship. We cannot take on their customs, neither can we worship their gods. Because then we're committing spiritual adultery, which is a sin unto death. So, can we deal with the women? Can we have sex with the women of the other nations? In the kingdom of heaven, will we be having sex with women of the other nations? The answer is yes. With that, I'm going to say shalom. It's on to the next one.